my dear students, students from India as well as the students from developing countries. On behalf of Indian Institute of Mass Communication faculty, employees and overall IMC community, it is both an honor and a privilege to welcome you all to this amazing IIMC community, what we call IIMCNs. I wholeheartedly congratulate all of you for successfully cracking the entrance examination and also interview round. I can assure you, each and every one of you, that you are here because you deserve to be here and because you can bring something new and exciting to this dynamic learning community of communication and journalism professionals. So, welcome. Welcome, my dear friends. This is officially, we are welcoming you. You are already in different classrooms. Your post directors and many faculty members have already welcomed you. But in this official welcome function, I would like to introduce, and also many parents who are sitting here, I also welcome them. Let me introduce every faculty member one by one, and I would also like to introduce my staff members. With avid interest, the interaction among communication, media and journalism within the framework of an effective democracy. Rinku has keen interest in film studies.
So it is in that context that an organization like IMC has been founded, and therefore you all are privileged. And why I am saying is that you should always inculcate in yourself a sense of public duty. You have joined a profession, whether it's journalism or whether it's advertising, that you lie in a privileged position, and therefore it is up to you. There is the onus on you to think about the people who are less privileged. So when you are following journalism or when you're doing even advertising and public relations, always keep the people of India as your objective, as your goal. Okay, what difference can you make them in their lives that you can make them through information and communication? So these are the three simple things I wanted to say, and I wish you all the best. And it is how you behave and how you are willing that will depend on what you take away from the institution. Thank you.
I would like to introduce Dr. Surbhi Dahiya, who is an associate professor in English journalism. Dr. Surbhi Dahiya started her career as a correspondent with The Tribune, a very prominent, famous newspaper published from Chandigarh. She also worked with an ad agency as a media planner and later shifted to academics in 2003. In 2015, she participated as delegate in the roundtable organized by Economic and Social Research Council, ESRC, London, and Indian Council of Social Sciences Research at London in January 2015. She was a UNESCO panelist on safety of journalists at Montreal and presented a paper in JRE section of IAMCR.
You feel very elated, especially on the first day of the college. And I'm sure when you were getting ready in the morning, you had a tingling in your stomach that how would your teachers be, how would IIMC be, how would the auditorium be.
And more than that, the fellow students.
Yeah, that is of course the most important. Because peers, you learn a lot of things from your peer group. I would like to say that every one of you, each one of you, has a spark in you. So just don't try and follow others. Try to nurture that spark in you. That is the most important. You remember, it's the helium gas in the balloon that takes the balloon up, and not the color of the balloon. So nurture your own spark. Just strive to take that to the next level. Even if you play cricket, you can't be Tendulkar in one game. But practice in such a manner, strive hard that you take it to the next level. In life, everything is important. Study is important. Hard work is important. Your sincerity is important. Your relationships is important. Your health is important. Today, life has become a race. Do you agree or not? Yes? Do you remember the first race that you ever had in your life? That nursery race? Anybody who remembers? Yeah, you? You remember that spoon in your mouth with a marble? So that spoon race with the marble in the spoon, life is just the same race. So remember that marble should not fall down. So your health, your relationships with your friends, with your teachers, you should always maintain that. And I'll be interacting with you throughout the year. Every single day, Sir has given me the responsibility of becoming the Dean of Students' Welfare, and I'll be there for you every single day, every single hour. I have lots of planning done for you. We'll be discussing it in a separate meeting, maybe on Friday. And we'll be constituting some student bodies for different cultural activities, of course in consultation with you and your interest areas, and we'll work on it further. So I'll just end up with saying that all your hard work of today's can improve all your tomorrows. All the best.
Now I would like to introduce another faculty member who also landed from London after attending IAMCR conference, Dr. Anubhuti Yadav, who is an associate professor of new media or the digital media, the very important media nowadays. She did her doctorate from Guru Jambheshwar University and joined advertising industry in 2000 and worked on the Rajasthan tourism campaign for 2 years. Later she moved to academics and joined IIMC in 2002.
Some of the things are not there being introduced in our industry, but since this is a new thing and we are going to explore it together and we are going to learn together, as far as this particular subject is concerned. Also, since I'm heading the Department of New Media and IT, Information Technology, so as far as the teaching for this new media is concerned, it won't be just a face-to-face teaching. From this time onwards, I'm planning to have the blended classrooms, which means that we'll have face-to-face teaching also, but at the same time, we'll have the online classrooms also. So when I'm teaching you new media, so I'll be coming to your classroom, I'll be interacting with you people face to face, but at the same time we'll be interacting with each other online also. Another thing which is very important and I would like to tell and share with all of you is that IMC has its own social media platform, and many of you are already in touch with us through those platforms, through the Facebook page, Twitter, and you might have seen our YouTube channel also. And in fact, for me, it's not the first time that I'm interacting with you. I've been receiving messages like what should we wear at the time of the interview, ma'am? Right? I'm receiving the messages from your parents, whether we have good hostel facilities or not. So this is not the first time I'm interacting with you. I'm actually interacting with you over those Facebook page or through the Twitter also. I would also like you people to be active on the social media platform. For example, in the next week you'll be having these orientation lectures. So we are having this hashtag orientation IMC 2016. I would like to tweet whenever you attend any orientation program, try to tweet as much as possible. Right? So this is what I wanted to tell you all. And as far as the social media platform are concerned, when I'm saying active, be active constructively. Right? There is so much you can do on social media, but try to be active constructively on social media platforms. There is a social media policy also, but on that I'll be interacting with you later on. So I'll discuss with you what all do we have in the social media policy. Thank you so much.
Saraswati Goswami, but she's not here today. She's joining tomorrow. Saraswati Goswami is an associate professor of radio journalism. She is an accomplished radio as well as print journalist from Assam. She teaches radio journalism, radio production and development journalism. Her research interests include media policies, development communication, public health communication, etc. etc. But she is not here today despite her best effort. Now I would like to introduce you to Professor Mukul Sharma. Let me first introduce you, sir. Professor Mukul Sharma is professor in development communication. He has been a journalist, writer and development professional specializing in development, environment, social and human rights issues. He has received 12 national and international awards for environmental and human rights journalism, including the very prestigious Statesman Rural Reporting Award, then Sanskriti Award, and the Best Asian Journalist Award for Environmental Reporting. In development sector, Professor Sharma has worked in Amnesty International, ActionAid International, and UNDP at senior national and regional positions. He has published 14 books, the latest being is Green and Saffron, Hindu Nationalism and Indian Environmental Politics. I would request Professor Sharma to please welcome our speaker.
धन्यवाद आनंद, बहुत बहुत शुभकामनाएं. All my best wishes to IISc students, the students from developing countries. We will be interacting intensively for the coming 9 months on development, theory and practice of development, विकास का मतलब क्या है, विकास की अवधारणाएं क्या है, विकास का उपयोग और दुरुपयोग क्या है, विकास की पॉलिटिक्स क्या है, what is the politics of development. There will be enough time to get into the details of all these thread and wear. Regarding your overall campus and class life, certainly there are many things that will happen here in the campus regarding your course, regarding practicals, regarding your own relationship with faculty, with your own fellow students, your own career, your own future challenges. What we will be working with you, learning and unlearning both, that how do we relate with not only with the media world but also with our society. Society which is so complex with so many caste, class, gender, language challenges, challenges of various aspirational related with inequality, poverty and so on and so forth. तो ये तमाम चीज़ें आने वाले महीनों में हम विकास के जो बहुत सारी जटिलताएं हैं, जाति, धर्म, लिंग, वर्ग से जुड़ी हुई, और आपकी पत्रकारिता में जो ये चुनौतियां आपको आने वाले समय में झेलनी होगी, यहाँ भी, यहाँ से बाहर भी, ये तमाम चीज़ें हम लोग देखने की कोशिश करेंगे. बहुत बहुत शुभकामनाएं और आपका स्वागत है.
अब मैं डॉक्टर हेमंत जोशी को बुलाना चाहता हूँ. प्रोफेसर हेमंत जोशी, who is professor of Hindi journalism and also post-director of PGD in Hindi journalism and also diploma in Urdu journalism. He has a PhD in linguistics and BA honors in French language and literature, diploma in Italian from Jawaharlal Nehru University. He has been trained in broadcast journalism from IIMC and also in video journalism from International Institute for the Training of Journalists, Budapest, Hungary. Professor Joshi is a media professional with significant experience in different types of media. He joined Media Academics in 1989.
सभी नवागंतुक शिक्षार्थियों को मेरी हार्दिक शुभकामनाएं और आप लोगों का स्वागत है. इस संस्थान में आने वाले 9-10 महीने आपके बहुत फलदायी हों, आप बहुत कुछ सीखें. It is a great opportunity to be in this institute, and I welcome all delegates and students from various countries who have come for development journalism course. Also in English journalism and radio television and other courses. मुझे बहुत सारी बातें हम लोग करते ही रहेंगे, मैं तो बोलने में पीछे नहीं रहता किसी से, लेकिन इस समय जिस तरह का माहौल है इसमें कम बोलना ज़्यादा अच्छा है. लेकिन एक आध मंत्र अगर न दिया जाए तो फिर शिक्षक शिक्षक नहीं रहता. तो मेरा आग्रह केवल हिंदी के विद्यार्थियों से नहीं और उर्दू के तालिबान से भी नहीं, बाकी सभी लोगों से है कि इस संस्थान में जब तक आप रहें, क्योंकि जैसा देश का हाल है, जैसे विश्वविद्यालयों का हाल है, उसको देखते हुए मैं बता रहा हूँ कि इस संस्थान में जब तक आप रहें, एक चीज़ तो आप कोशिश कीजिए कि जब हिंदी बोल रहे हो तो हिंदी बोलिए और जब अंग्रेज़ी बोल रहे हो तो अंग्रेज़ी बोलिए, दोनों को आपस में मिलाइए. मैं शुद्धतावादी नहीं हूँ, लेकिन भाषा के क्षेत्र में अगर शुद्धतावादी हम न रहेंगे तो हम उन ऊंचाइयों को नहीं पा पाएंगे जिन ऊंचाइयों के लिए हमसे उम्मीद की जाती है. समाज हमसे ये चाहता है कि आप पत्रकार हैं, शिक्षक हैं और जो पढ़े लिखे तबके हैं वो समाज को सिखाएं कि किस तरह की भाषा हो. लेकिन जब उन्हीं की भाषा में ये सब मिलावट वगैरह होगी तो फिर ज़्यादा उम्मीद नहीं रह जाती. आज स्थिति ये है कि न्यायाधीशों तक की भाषा में विकार दिखाई देते हैं. तो ये पत्रकारिता का क्षेत्र बहुत व्यापक है, बहुत सारी चीज़ें हैं इसमें करने के लिए, लेकिन वो सारी चीज़ें होती हैं भाषा के माध्यम से. आपका पूरा जो ज्ञान का संसार आपके मस्तिष्क में बनता है, तो द कॉस्मोलॉजी इन योर माइंड इज मेड अप ऑफ लैंग्वेज. तो उसको बनाने के लिए लैंग्वेज बहुत अच्छी होनी चाहिए. यू शुड मास्टर लैंग्वेज, नॉट ओनली योर ओन लैंग्वेज बट एनी अदर लैंग्वेज विच यू आर इंटरेस्टेड इन. I did so many languages, so I can tell you that without having proper understanding in one particular language, you cannot tackle other languages. So अभी के लिए इतना ही. आप लोगों को सबको फिर से एक बार शुभकामनाएं. धन्यवाद.
He has vast experience in journalism. He is regularly writing columns in leading English newspapers, also appearing on television channels as expert, as commentator, as a keen watcher of political and financial issues. I would request Professor Sarkar to come here and welcome our students.
आपको कैसा महसूस हो रहा है? ये क्लिशे जो है हम लोगों के लिए बड़ी आम हो गई है ना. कैसा महसूस हो रहा है? कोई मर रहा हो उसके भी सामने जाके हम कह देते कैसा महसूस हो रहा है. So, welcome to the most beautiful profession, one of the best and very arduous profession, and one of the most difficult career. Yes, if you are going into any area of journalism, public relations or advertising, you must be prepared to lose what you have, to lose the job very often. So this is one of the most difficult areas that you are treating into. And my guru said, you must have 3 hearts. One heart will not do. The first heart has to be that of fire. And what is that fire? You must have the aspiration to do. कुछ करने का जज्बा होना चाहिए. और उस जज्बे के जरिए हम आगे नहीं बढ़ते, हमारा देश आगे बढ़ता. We must have that spirit to move the society, to move the nation forward. That is development. And without that aspiration that I want to do, and I want to spend my studies, my research, my love, everything for it, you can't really move ahead. You can't really make the nation move ahead. So if you want to move ahead, you have to make the nation move ahead. Can you move ahead without the nation? Can you move? So the nation is supreme because that is the society you are in. If the society moves on, you move on. But having a heart of fire alone will not do. Mere aspirations will not do. So you must have a second heart. And that is the heart of steel. You must have firm resolve. Because if you don't have the resolve, you may have the fire. Someone will come and douse it. So you can't let your fire be doused. It has to remain a flame. And for that you have to strive very hard. And when you come into the profession, you will find that you have to strive every moment, not every day, for what you want to do, what you feel you want to do for good. There will be many others who would say, perhaps this is not good. And you have to prove that what you are saying is correct. So you have to have that heart of steel so that others start believing it. But there is yet another thing. Even that will not do. You need a third heart. And that is the heart of butter. A soft, compassionate heart. Because without a soft compassion, you can't really feel what people want. What are their sufferings? What are their aspirations, not your aspirations? How they want to go ahead, not you want to go ahead. And if you can have all these three, I am sure you will be one of the finest professionals in any aspect, whether it is PR, whether it is advertising, whether it is journalism, or many new areas that are now coming up. So today is just the beginning. I once again welcome you to this new world. IMC will only show you the path you have to tread on your own. So again, thank you so much for listening to me.
Conducts national level research projects on behalf of the central government and various ministries on communication and media for development. Dr. Bamjani has a long teaching.
So welcome to this institute, and I believe that we are going to learn from you. I think the roles reversal has taken shape because, as people say, India is young, and demographically about 65% people in India are below the age of 35. So I believe that it will be really a communicative experience where we exchange, learn from each other, and that's the best way to learn. And another thing I'd like to say, of course, briefly, and I'm sure there are others who are going to follow me, that increasingly in journalism field across the countries, especially in the developing area, we are looking at evidence-based reporting. Increasingly we are finding, because of a lot of intrusion from social media, which is probably the spur of the moment you would like to find a story. But I think the responsibility rests with people who, perhaps as Napoleon said, that you wield a pen, you're mightier than if you wield a pen than a sword. So the trust of people is in you to really file stories which are based on evidence, and that comes to you through not just reporting on the spur of the moment, but through gathering evidence, and that's where research comes in. So I'm just trying to make my conversation more smarter by saying that research is important, because a lot of people find it very difficult to understand what research is, but I'm sure that time we'll spend together, we'll try to learn that research is all about that you observe, and you collect that observation into a more sequential, more understandable, interesting way to put it across to people who perhaps have no such opportunity to look at reality in such a diverse and deeper way. So I think we are in times where, as somebody said, I think it was one of the English fiction writers, he said, we are in interesting times. And I'd like you to guess who the author was. Charles. Okay, so I think you are really special, because I was just thinking that it's a microcosm of the world outside. And that means, you're all people coming from different regions, different backgrounds. I think the interactions that you have amongst yourself, that will give you a more deeper, richer experience as well. Don't put it aside. I find that, we probably discover discover each other at the later part of perhaps in the second semester. Try to get to know each other earlier. And I'm sure that you'll carry those associations much later in your life, because I believe today this disjunction between languages and culture is actually putting a lot of distrust in the way we cover stories also. And I believe that people, whether they study English or Hindi, you need to know different languages, because translation is something which is coming up in a big way. You need to know language, and when you go out in the field, it's not English that you encounter. It's a different language that you will encounter, and you need to understand the nuances of those languages to capture the reality. And I also like to say here that why it is interesting, because you are here when the Olympics are going to be on, and learning about how to cover a world event comes only in a lifetime. And I'm sure that your teachers will be with you to give you assignments. They'll keep that into focus, that Rio is an interesting time, because sports is no longer about just playing. And you'll know what is happening in Russia, what is happening in our wrestling, that it is more about politics of games. And I think we need to cover the games as much as politics, but I believe Indians love politics, but I think we need to move beyond that. Thank you very much, and I'm sure you will have a good time.
Okay, thank you very much, Professor Bamjai. Now, I would like to introduce Professor Vijay Parmar. With an educational background in journalism and history, he began his career in communication research and contributed in the field of visual communication, new media, folk media, development communication, and journalism education, along with arts and culture. He's a great painter. He's a very good painter. Television, as well as has done several projects related to communication design, multimedia, digital media, and publishing. He is currently heading the short courses and training department of IIMC. IIMC, I would like to brief you, IIMC also conducts short-term programs of 1 week, 2 weeks, 3 weeks for government public relation officer coming from different state government, from public sector undertakings, and also army, armed forces, paramilitary forces, police, IPS officers. So we conduct 1 or 2 weeks short courses. So Professor Parmar is heading that short course and training department in IIMC. I would request Professor Parmar to come and say a few words and welcome our students.
And congratulations for being here. I myself, I am say alumni, and therefore I understand the joy of being at IIMC. I'm sure you all will make your stay in IMC a very significant one in your life. You'll get the best of information here in this IMC. All the best and have a great time.
Now I would like to introduce our senior most professor, Professor Jayashree Jethwani. Professor Jayashree Jethwani is Professor of Advertising and Public Relations and Post-Director of PG Diploma in Advertising and Public Relations. She is also mentor of Regional Centers of IMC. She did her Masters in Political Science from Delhi University and Doctorate in Media and Elections from School of International Studies, Jawaharlal Nehru University. She did PG Diploma in Advertising and Public Relations and Journalism in India and attended the International Training Institute at New South Wales for a fellowship in public relations. Beginning a career in brand management, she worked for about a decade in corporate communication and PR. She joined the institute as associate professor in 1989 and became professor in 1995. She takes courses in following areas like corporate communication, public relations, social marketing, advertising. She has published 8 books on advertising management, corporate communication. The latest one is on social sector communication in India, published by Sage. And her book on advertising management and corporate communication was published by Oxford University Press. I would request Professor Jethwani to please come and welcome our students.
Lots of advices, lot of homely, some were very short. So I thought I'll reverse the process today. Before coming for this function, I was trying to work out what is that IMC does in the life of an average IMCN. I've been here for almost half of the age of IMC. IMC is 51 years and I've been here for the last 26 years. But I thought, let me just think, what is that we do in your lives? I'm sure you'll get to know after you pass out, but I'm giving you a cue right away so that you can follow it without any advice or homely. You know, everybody like you who come to IMC, you have been successful after, I wouldn't say defeating, not the right word, but keeping back thousands of students. So obviously you're the chosen ones. But despite that, you all come with different kinds of backgrounds, socio-economic, political, and different kinds of schooling and college and different kind of value. You come with different kinds of percentages. IMC is a very thinking kind of an organization. Many years ago we thought that we shall not show you the merit list. We don't show. The last 51 years, you really do not know how did you do in your entrance examination. And there's an idea and philosophy behind it. Once you pass out the examination, IMC plays like a leveler, you all are alike. Despite the fact that some of you are number one, some of you may not be number one. So what do? Those with 80 to 90% down to very low percentage, you would never come to know. We shall never tell you. Unless you can go right to information, then we shall tell you. There's no issue on that. But keep it to yourself, don't ask it. So I've seen that the very first day you come, some people, depending on the kind of opportunities they got in their lives, because we all would be like to be born in the kind of family which give us the best opportunities, but we are not endowed with that. Parentage is not our choice. Society, nation is not our choice. So we all know that. First few months may be difficult, but I've seen in the last 26, 27 years, by the time you reach the last month of your being here, you're almost equal. When the placement agencies and the companies come for selection, I can assure you, I can tell you from the experience, those who they thought were in the lowest ebb, they beat many who were the toppers. Which means what? Which means IMC is able to bring you all from say 20% and 80% to an equal level. And it is not so easy. We don't show that. The teachers look either very strict or very friendly, but each one has a design at the back of his or her mind to see that each student is able to reach his or her potential to the best. The kind of letters I'm sure my other colleagues also get, after years of passing out, only confirms that we touch lives in more than one ways. We don't realize. And I firmly believe that a good teacher, an ideal teacher, is like a fellow traveler who walks with the student just a step ahead to clear the roadblocks and the cobwebs. That's probably the role of a teacher. Someone said that, Gita said that now all young people below 35, below 25, and there is so much to learn from you. If you don't really teach, we learn from each other, remember that. Right? I thought I'll not give you a single advice homely, but I'll just ask by Anand that I must say one thing which is going to be very important in your life while being here. There's an act, prevention of sexual harassment against women at workplace. Women also mean girl students, students who come here to do their PhDs and other programs. IMC believes in zero tolerance against sexual harassment. There's an internal complaints committee, which incidentally I happen to be the chairperson. You would see in your hostel rooms, verandas, you would also see in the corridors, there are posters which tell you what constitutes sexual harassment. I'll encourage all of you to go to the IMC website. The act is reflected there. So please go through that so that you're not caught on the wrong foot. Okay? It's very important to understand the law. What you might think is an act of befriending somebody might, take you into some trouble. So be a little careful. Okay? And on the 12th of this month, we have invited one of the ICC committee members, Dr. Geeti Chandra, who is from St. Stephen's College, who is an expert, outside expert in the ICC. From 2:30 until 5 o'clock, she'll conduct a workshop and take you through the act and also tell you how, and she will talk about gender sensitivity and also gender equity and how to prepare yourself, both boys and girls, men and women. Thank you so much and have a great, great stay. All work, no play makes Jack and Jill a dull boy, so enjoy also as much as you would study in the classroom. Thank you.
I'm Dr. Anand Pradhan, and I'm associate professor here. I teach media ethics, journalism practices, including feature writing, and I'm also warden of hostels, and I would like to discuss a few things, and I'm also I'm also the course director of Development Journalism Program. Because I'm warden of the hostels, I'm more concerned about my responsibility related to warden of the hostels. Many of you are in hostels, especially development journalism participants. You have already received hostel rules, copy of hostel rules, and I hope all girls students who are staying in hostel, they have also received hostel rules related to your hostel. I hope you will follow those rules in its true spirit. Okay? Those rules, we don't believe in imposing rules. Please understand. You are all adult, mature people, students, as well as our guests from developing country. So we don't believe in imposing rules. Those rules are basically to help you to live a good community living here, and also for your safety and security within the campus and outside campus, and also about reputation of this campus. So I hope you all have gone through those rules related to hostels. Especially, I would also like to inform many of you, which is very important, that is, we also offer medical facility to our hostelers as well as day scholars. A lady medical officer is available between 1 to 2:30 p.m. on Monday and Wednesday. 2 male doctors are available for consultancy or routine health checkup on Tuesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday between 1 to 2:30 p.m. An Ayurvedic doctor, Indian medicine system doctor, and a homeopath doctor is also available for consultation. So I would request any one of you, any student who wants to meet doctor, to please go to dispensary, which is very near to the girls' hostel. I would request all of you to please maintain cleanliness within the campus and also in your hostel and within your rooms, especially washrooms and other. About hostel rules, there are so many things, but about one thing, because especially which is related to, it's not, we are not saying that we are imposing it, but we expect that all the students who are residing in hostel, they please be inside your hostel by 10 p.m. every day. It's required because of the safety and security. And also, yes, as warden. As warden. I will separately talk to those hostlers about these rules in detail in hostel common room. For boys, we have separate hostel. Hopefully, I think Chawla ji is here. Chawla ji, आपको भी मैं इंट्रोड्यूस कराना चाहता हूँ. Please आ जाइए इधर मंच पे. Because I hope many of you already know Mr. R.K. Chawla, रघुविंदर चावला जी को आप सब लोग जानते होंगे. मिस्टर चावला यहाँ आ जाइए, मंच पे आ जाइए ना आप यहाँ आइए. I would also request Deputy Registrar Mr. P.V.K. Raja to please come on there. Mr. K.M. Sharma, who is working with Director General. I would now request and invite ADG, Additional Director General, Administration and Training, Shri Mayan Kumar Agrawal, who is a senior officer of the Indian Information Service, Group A, belonging to 1988 batch of the service. He has a long experience of working in various media units of the Ministry of Information and Broadcasting. As you know, Ministry of Information and Broadcasting is our main funding agency. We work under Ministry of Information and Broadcasting. It's an autonomous organization, of course. It's an autonomous organization under Ministry of Information and Broadcasting, funded by Ministry of Information and Broadcasting. Thank you very much. He has a long experience of working in various media units of Ministry of Information and Broadcasting, including Doordarshan News, All India Radio News, Press Information Bureau, and Publication Division. These are the different units of Ministry of Information and Broadcasting.
Dear students of the new batch and our guests from abroad, the participants of Development Journalism course. As in charge of the administration, I will take a little liberty to speak more, certainly more than Professor Parmar. It's another momentous occasion for us at the Institute, friends. The commencement of new session. We greet you and welcome you to the IMC family. It is an important day for you, and it is equally important for us to have a new team of young minds. I see the dreams of immense possibilities in your eyes, and with those dreams, you have chosen IIMC, ranked in many surveys as #1 mass communication institute of the country. We assure you, we will do our best to make your learning at the institute interesting and useful. At the same time, now I am coming to administrative matters. We expect from you that you make the best use of your time at the institute. Anything you find lacking in the administration, or it is not responding to your needs, you can bring that to my notice, and there are various authorities designated for that. They are with us on the dais. And to begin with, I will repeat because the speakers, the faculty has introduced, but I will repeat for your benefit. Professor Vijay Parmar, he is head of the disciplinary committee. अनुशासन समिति के अध्यक्ष हैं प्रोफेसर विजय परमार, और उनसे डरने की जरूरत नहीं है आपको, बिल्कुल, क्योंकि बहुत अच्छे पेंटर हैं. ही इज अ वेरी गुड पेंटर विद वेरी गुड हार्ट, लार्ज हार्ट. I hope you will not give him any opportunity to take action and maintain discipline in the campus so that he can concentrate more and more on his teaching and in painting. So let it be complaint free totally. I am also part of that disciplinary committee. So. To quote the great communicator that India has given to the world, our father of the nation, Mahatma Gandhi, there will have to be rigid and iron discipline before we achieve anything great and enduring. I don't want that iron discipline, but I will say that in life, if we have to move ahead, we have to be in discipline. You know that the best have been achieved by people who are disciplined and diligent. So we have formed a code of conduct for the students which they are expected to follow. It will be available on the website by the evening, and I will read a few important provisions of the code for your benefit. एक अनुशासन के लिए एक कोड ऑफ कंडक्ट बनाया है, ये आप लोगों के सबके भले के लिए. सॉरी आचार्य जोशी, प्रोफेसर जोशी, मैं हिंदी अंग्रेजी थोड़ा मिक्स कर रहा हूँ यहाँ पर. इसका इंग्लिश वर्जन आज आ जाएगा, हिंदी वर्जन हम बहुत जल्दी डलवा देंगे. The code of conduct and disciplinary policies for students of the IIMC have been formulated to provide a clear statement of the institute's expectations from the students in respect of academic matters and individual behavior. I will just read out, though it is around 3 pages, I will just read out a few lines which we are expecting from you. Recognizing the diversity of IIMC community and not discriminating against others on the basis of their age, ethnic origin, race, color, caste, nationality, minority, culture, language, religious faith, sex, gender, ability or disability, mental health status, by verbal and physical abuse. You have to abide by the law of the land. You have come here all through a tough competitive exam. Maintain the highest academic, ethical and professional standards of conduct. Attend your classes regularly. Please try to read all official correspondences. Those will be on the notice board and on the IIMC website. I will just come to social media. These are the public forums which can be used for sharing knowledge. Students of the institute are encouraged to use social media tools. We encourage you use it. However, they should not indulge in using social media for spreading hatred and posting inflammatory content. So please be careful on that account. Don't violate any IMC policies, rules or regulations. Please go through that carefully on the website. And if it happens, as I said, that you will not give any chance to Professor Parmar, but if it happens, there are disciplinary procedures that include the stages of disciplinary actions according to the seriousness of the violation. Professor Jetwani has already explained about sexual harassment against female students. We have zero tolerance on issues of sexual harassment of women at workplace. There are appeal procedures, and that all will be on the website. Dr. Anand Pradhan, now I come to the next part. Dr. Anand Pradhan, he is the hostel warden. Go around and explore yourselves. आसपास जाइएगा, घूमिए विवेकानंद रॉक, बहुत अच्छा फॉरेस्ट है यहाँ पर. The rains have made the greenery to full bloom. Remember to keep it clean. Swachh Bharat. I wish to end the quote with the quote from Swami Vivekananda. Take up one idea, make that one idea your life. Think of it, dream of it, live on that idea. That is the way to success. Thank you.
Let me first introduce our Director General, and as Manager already mentioned that he has recently joined. He joined in March, 31st March 2016. Prior to his current assignment as Director General, Mr. Suresh served as Senior Consulting Editor with Doordarshan News, India's national news channel, Editorial Consultant with Asianet News Network Limited, Chief Political Correspondent with Press Trust of India, India's leading news agency, and Group Media Advisor to Dalmia Bharat Enterprises Limited. He is also serving as Honorary Adjunct Professor at the Makhanlal Chaturvedi National University of Journalism and Communication, Bhopal, and Visiting Professor with the Delhi Institute of Heritage Research and Management, Government of National Capital Territory of Delhi. Mr. Suresh was designated Commonwealth Youth Ambassador for Peace by Commonwealth Youth Program, Asia in 2012. In June 2015, Mr. Suresh received the first Khwaja Garib Nawaz Global Peace Award 2014 for his extraordinary work for the promotion of love, peace and communal harmony at the Ajmer Sharif Dargah campus, Rajasthan. With a rich professional cross-media experience of nearly 3 decades, Mr. Suresh is also the recipient of Prem Bhatia Fellowship for Research in Media by Young Journalist. A postgraduate in mass communication, Mr. Suresh was the editor-in-chief and member of the international jury for the media colloquium at the prestigious Delhi Sustainable Development Summit 2015, a member of the editorial board of experts constituted by the National Book Trust to commemorate the 150th birth anniversary of Swami Vivekananda, and the only journalist who represented India at the World Media Conference in Seoul in March 2015, organized by leading US daily, the Washington Times. His columns, analyses and comments on political, social, developmental and other topical issues are regularly published by national and international agencies, newspapers, magazines, journals and websites. He has travelled across India and world, including troubled spots in Afghanistan and Pakistan. But before I invite him to speak, we have planned that we will take 1 or 2 questions or query or comments if you want to make, so that this conversation must be two-way communication. Anyone?
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Mario Jimmy. from the Republic of South Sudan. My question goes to rules and regulations or code of conduct for both hostelers and the school at large. The first question going to the ward officer for hostel. Yeah, I read it yesterday and this morning, and I need you to find out if hosteler or someone who stayed in hostel committed an offense. Is that person given both participant by schools and the hostels regulations, or the offense are treated differently? Thank you.
So let us forget about it. It depends on the level of offense. But don't worry about it. And don't plan any offense, please. Thank you very much. We don't have much time to take more questions. You will have enough time and opportunity in future to interact with our faculty and DG and ADG. Now I would request our Director General, Mr. KG Suresh, to please come and welcome our students.
Namaskar and a warm welcome to all of you. A warm welcome to IIMC, a warm welcome to India, and a warm welcome to all of you to the big IIMC Parivar. And this Parivar is not confined to this campus, it spreads across the world. I have been to so many cities and towns, villages. Believe me, there is hardly any place, any small town, any big city where I have not met an IIMC alumni. So you are now part of a big family because we are celebrating now the 51st year of our establishment. So in 50 years we have traveled a lot. And when you travel across the country, you will meet a lot of your seniors, a lot of your friends who have passed out from this place and who are contributing immensely to the building of this great nation and building relationships, building bridges. I don't mean the, civil engineering bridges. I mean the bridges of understanding, the bridges of communication between governments and people, between corporates and people, between different nations, because we are in the business of communication. Friends, we are really privileged to have one of the finest faculties in the country. And today you have had an introduction to all of them. They are all very eminent teachers, eminent authors, and you will gain immensely from them, I can assure you. We have a beautiful campus, very green campus, a clean campus, with a lot of facilities. But we are still trying to provide you as many facilities in the days to come. We have an ATM facility at the reception. You can utilize that. As has been informed, we have doctors coming here, not only from the allopathic system of medicine, but also homeopathy, Ayurveda. We also have a dedicated yoga room where we have a yoga teacher coming from JNU. So you can take part in that. We have sports facilities. We have badminton, we have lawn tennis, we have table tennis. And
sports cricket.
Yes. And of course a lot of indoor games are also there. So we are looking at we are not just looking at the academic part of it. In the academic part also, we have one of the richest libraries in the country. About 30,000 books are there. In fact, scholars from abroad, scholars from all over the country come here to study, utilize the facilities of the library. So please spend as much time in the library after your, classes. We have our own peer-reviewed journal, which is called the Communicator. The Communicator, once upon a time, and even today, people rate it among the finest peer-reviewed journals. Of late, there was some problem with the frequency of publication, which we are trying to rectify. And in the days to come, it's going to be a frequent publication with research articles by perhaps the most eminent people. Not only that, we are also involving the industry people in that. Eminent journalists would be writing for us. And also, we will encourage you also to write for the journal. We will publish it, provided it has the quality. Friends, हमने यहाँ कई हॉस्टल में हर जगह सजेशन बॉक्सेस रखे हैं. मैं अभी भी नहीं मानता कि हमारे में कमियां नहीं हैं, लेकिन हम आपके जो ज़रूरतें हैं जहां तक संभव है वहां तक हम प्रयास करेंगे कि उसको पूरा करें. आपकी कोई शिकायत है तो आप सजेशन बॉक्स में डाल सकते हैं, आप सुझाव डाल सकते हैं, चाहे वो खाने पीने के मामले में हो, हॉस्टल के मामले में हो. I think there is also a hostel in charge, Mr. Vinod Kumar. So he would be spending a lot of time in the classroom. So if you have any, problems as such pertaining to your electricity connection, your water supply, or any other immediate problems, that you can always refer to Vinod for that. And if that's not addressed at that point, then you come to the warden, Don't worry. Professor Parmar is there. He's a very gentle soul. And he's there to help you. These rules are meant only for the violators. This is not for any of us. We don't fall in that category. So we don't need to worry about it. Let the violators worry about it. And he will take care of it. I am very particular that you should all, mix up. You do mix up during Holi, during festivals, but we are trying to have institutional kind of a system wherein, we have the Indian Information Service officers meeting up with the students of journalism, the Indian institution IIS officers meeting with the DJ students. The DJ students should be meeting with the EJ students, the HJ students. So I think that we should not be, staying in isolated compartments. Of course, this should be during our leisure hours. A lot of things are being planned. And of course, there would be, as I said, exchange of ideas. We would create platform for that. And I have already requested Rinku to plan out. Last year we did it towards the end. And I'm sure that this would also benefit. We are all part of the same family. At least some of them, our foreign friends, are going to be here for almost 3 months, 4 months. 4 months. Our Connect IAS batches will be here till November, and you are all going to be here till May. So we have a lot of time at our disposal. I just want to say that, you see, today, what is it that makes IMC different from other institutions? Yes, people say that it's like IIM for, IIM is for management, IIT is for technology, so IMC is for mass media, mass communication. But it's not just that. I think that we don't, like many teaching shops, we don't just prepare you for the industry. We prepare you for the society and the country. That's important. That's the difference. We get you exposure not to just technology and some expertise, some skills. We have a curriculum which gives you exposure to the problems that the country is facing, the society is facing, to the issues before the society, before the country, before the world. How we can serve a developing society. At the end of the day, we are a developing country. We have, in this country also, we have the paparazzi, we have pastry, we have lifestyle journalism, and I think you should all be taking interest in all aspects of journalism. Don't confine yourself. Oh, I'm interested only in sports journalism, I'm interested only in business journalism. Be interested, but you have to take interest in every aspect of life. Everything influences everything. Politics influences sports, politics influences business, business influences politics. You cannot segregate. So you have to have an understanding, overall understanding of everything. So you've got to, understand that, and that's what our learned professors are going to give you exposure to. And we will be interacting whenever I get an opportunity, I will also be coming and interacting with you. But please remember a couple of things. Please read as much as possible. If I can give you one mantra which has kept me going these 3 decades in media, it's read, read, read. These days you hear entertainment. read. आज लोग सुनते कम हैं, बोलते ज्यादा हैं, पढ़ते कम हैं, लिखते ज्यादा हैं. We listen less, speak more. We read less, write more. That's the problem. If we read more, listen more, we will be able to write better, speak better. So it's very important that you read as much as possible, not just magazines and newspapers, not just, the internet, but also as many literature. Literature is very important. We have stopped reading books. You should. Not only the ones recommended, they are going to recommend a whole lot of books for you. But even beyond that, I think that you should read, because the more you read, they are your best friends. I just want to say one more thing, that we should be looking at, no doubt, in this profession of journalism, when I came into the profession, I, like any other person, was initially told that one should hope for the best and be prepared for the worst. But one of my gurus in the media told me that as a journalist, you should hope for the worst and be prepared for the best. So, you should be hope for the worst, but at the same time, don't be a pessimist. As Professor Jethwani said and others said, this country has immense potential. It has a great future. The world is not that bad. As journalists, we have to be skeptical. Yes. We have to have that inquisitive mind, that questioning mind. But we have to look at that part of the glass that is half filled also. Let's not always look at the part that is half empty. That's very important. We should look at that half-filled glass also. And our attempt should be to fill the entire glass, not to empty even that half glass. That should be our attempt. So positivity is very important. And very important at the end of the day is that you should be aware of not only your rights you have to be aware. You also have to be aware of your duties. Your constitutional duties, your legal duties, your duties as a citizen. We expect you when you go out to be not only great journalists, but also great citizens, great human beings. And responsible journalism, that's very important. These days, you see a lot of, and our professors will be dealing with these subjects, a lot of irresponsibility in media. And we should be, you are the younger generation. When you go out there, you should go there with a new message, with a new hope, with new ideas. You are bubbling with ideas, I know that. You all have immense potential. And I'm sure that you will keep the IMC flag flying high. And I would say that I would summarize IIMC, that when you go out, you should be intelligent, inquisitive, multifaceted communicators. IIMC. And I can assure you that we are here to be facilitators in that process of preparing some of India's finest communicators who sit here in front of me, and some of the finest communicators from the world. Thank you so much.
Ends here. I would request all of you to please stand for national anthem. National anthem, please.
Himachal Yamuna Ganga Uchala